Polling centres open as Sarawakians cast ballot. Selangor latest hit with floods after heavy downpours. Thank you for joining us. You're watching Updates at Noon with me. I'm Jessica Lee. And the voting process for the 12th Sarawak election began at 7:30 a.m. today with the opening of 1,866 polling centres involving 3,555 channels for Sarawakians to elect a new state government. The process involving 1,213,769 ordinary voters will be managed by some 46,565 election officials in all 82 state seats until polling ends at 5 p.m. The Election Commission reported that the voter turnout is reported to be at 32% as of 11 a.m. Previously, on the 14th of December, a total of 18,141 out of 20,360 registered early voters had cast their votes, while 17,885 voted by post. As the country is still battling the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic, voters are urged to adhere to SOPs, including, among others, observing physical distancing, wearing face masks, screening of body temperature, and scanning of the MySejahtera QR code before entering polling centres. To avoid crowding at the polling centres, voters are also advised to check their voting information through the MySPR Semak application before going out to vote. There will be 13 cornered fights, 4 cornered 33, 5 cornered 24, 6 cornered 7, 8 cornered 1, as well as 4 straight fights. Of the total candidates, 304 are males, while 45 are females, with 47 candidates aged 18 to 40, aged 41 to 50, 56 candidates, aged 51 to 60, 119 candidates, aged 61 to 70, 117 candidates, and aged 71 and above, 10 candidates. Now, 7 flood temporary relief centres, or PPS, have been activated in the Klang district after several settlements, especially in Port Klang, were inundated following heavy downpour since yesterday. Selangor Fire and Rescue Director Nur Azam Khamis, when contacted, said as of 7 a.m. today, 1,011 individuals are seeking shelter in the PPS. According to Nur Azam, among the areas in Klang that were flooded under 1 metre of water were Kampung Nelayan, Telok Gong, Port Klang, involving 106 victims when water overflowed from a sewage area and drain. He said the department was still actively conducting search and rescue operations to bring the victims who are feared to be still in the area because the water level is also reported to be up to the waist. Other affected areas included Pulau Indah, Pandamaran, Bandar Botanic, Teluk Gadong, Bandar Sultan Sulaiman and Bukit Tinggi. In Kelantan, the number of flood evacuees rose to 798, involving 170 families, compared to 735 individuals recorded yesterday. Kelantan Civil Defence Force, or APM, Disaster Management and Operation Officer Captain Muhammad Hanif Omar said 11 PPS were activated in Gua Musang, Kuala Krai, Jeli and Tanah Merah to provide shelter for the evacuees. The number of flood evacuees in Pahang also rose to 513, involving 137 families, prompting the activation of 25 PPS in the state this morning. The State Welfare Department Disaster Information Application reported that all newly activated PPS in Raub included Masjid Kampung Kuala Semantan, SK Tersang and Masjid Baru Kampung Ajai. Over in Terengganu, the number of evacuees remained at 66 from 14 families currently seeking shelter in 2 PPS. Meanwhile, the Drainage and Irrigation Department, DID, through its portal reported that the levels of Sungai Tembling in Jerantut and Sungai Kecau in Lipis Pahang, Kampung Jenop and Sungai Golok Tanah Merah in Kelantan had risen above the danger point. Women entrepreneurs have been urged to inculcate the spirit of the Malaysian family in uplifting the economy of the group. The Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Semasa said the spirit of togetherness, inclusiveness and gratitude should be inculcated in running entrepreneurship programs. Speaking at the Menjalin Interaksi Melaka Memory Dinner organised by the Association of Bumiputera Women Entrepreneurs Malaysia, or Usahanita, last night, the Premier said women entrepreneurs also needed to be creative in doing business, including switching to online methods, especially when the country is facing the COVID-19 pandemic. He also gave assurance that the Malaysian family government will continue to provide the assistance needed by women entrepreneurs.
Antara inisiatif yang khusus untuk memartabatkan usahawan wanita adalah mewajibkan sekurang-kurangnya seorang pengarah wanita bagi semua syarikat senaraian awam public listed kami berkuat kuasa pada 1 September 2022 dan bagi syarikat bermodal peruntukan 5 juta melalui program kepimpinan muda dan keusahawanan muda oleh Yayasan Kepimpinan Wanita dan peruntukan 230 juta bagi pembiayaan usahawan wanita melalui Bank Simpanan Nasional, Agrobank, program Dana Nita di bawah MARA dan Tekun Nita di bawah Tekun Nasional.
Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri also announced the approval of a 250,000 ringgit contribution to Usahanita for the association to carry out entrepreneurial activities for its members. The Communications and Multimedia Ministry, or KKMM, and Finance Ministry will soon present a cabinet paper on the decision to use the single wholesale network, or SWN, model for the country's 5G rollout. Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa, however, said the ministry was waiting for the final report on the results of the meeting with the opposition in the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday.
Jemaah Menteri pun telah kita siapkan. Cuma kita menunggu laporan terakhir daripada pertemuan dengan pembangkang dan sebagainya. Dan kedua-dua kementerian akan membentangkan kertas laporan kepada mesyuarat Jemaah Menteri dalam masa yang terdekat. InsyaAllah minggu ini kertas itu akan diedarkan kepada semua kementerian supaya semua kementerian boleh memberikan sebarang feedback secara terbuka.
He said this after opening the Kriteria UMNO Division Delegates meeting at Yayasan Kemiskinan Kelantan yesterday. Malaysia has chosen the single wholesale network system by forming a company wholly owned by the government to build the infrastructure, while telecommunication companies will implement actions or functions to conduct 5G retail business. Earlier, opposition leader Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, in a video posting on his Facebook page, claimed that Digital Nasional Berhad, or DNB, could be a bigger scandal than One Malaysia Development Berhad, 1MDB. However, Deputy Finance Minister Yamani Hafiz Musa, during the Dewan Rakyat sitting on the 15th of December, refuted the allegation and said that DNB was not the same as 1MDB. The National Recovery Council, or NPN, has made 3 recommendations, including urging the Health Ministry to enhance its awareness campaign on COVID-19 self-testing and booster doses. NPN Chairman Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the move was important as a precautionary measure for the country against the spread of the COVID-19 virus.
Majlis juga berpendapat perlunya langkah yang proaktif dan lebih ketat dalam mengambil kira kemungkinan ancaman varian Omicron dengan terus mematuhi SOP yang telah ditetapkan. Ini penting dalam mengimbangi kepentingan kesihatan awam dan juga ekonomi negara.
Speaking after chairing the MPN meeting, he said MPN has also agreed in principle that the proposals submitted by the Small and Medium Enterprises or SMEs Special Action Committee be followed up further, adding that MPN was of the view that the assistance provided to the SME sector should be extended in a more targeted manner by giving priority to critical sectors. MPN also recommended that foreign workers recruitment should be expanded to the economic sectors other than plantation to ensure the sectors that have been reopened could operate at the pre-pandemic capacity. He said in this case, the implementation should be expedited and coordinated well so that no difficulties arise for the industry that is in the process of recovery. 10 people were killed in a road crash involving 3 cars and a trailer lorry at the Shah Alam-bound USJ Rest and Recreation R&R area along the Elite Expressway last night. The victims comprised 2 adults and 8 children. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Director Nur Azam Khamis said a team of 12 members from the Subang Jaya and Puchong Fire and Rescue Stations rushed to the scene after receiving a distress call at 11:42 p.m. The accident involved 17 victims, 10 of whom were confirmed dead. He said the dead were a man and a woman, while the other 8 victims were children, comprising 5 boys and 3 girls. A crane had to be dispatched to the scene to lift a trailer off one of the crushed vehicles. The bodies of the deceased have been sent to the Shah Alam Hospital for post-mortem. The strong support and confidence should be given to Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob, as he had proven his competency by administering the country in the first 3 months with excellence. Kriteria UMNO Division Chief Tan Sri Anwar Musa said it was clear in the period that success was achieved through the Keluarga Malaysia aspiration.
Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri telah menerima mandat dan kepercayaan dan telah pun melaksanakan segala tugas-tugasnya untuk tempoh 3 bulan yang pertama dengan baik dan cemerlang seperti mana yang dapat kita saksikan daripada pernyataan dan juga pameran ataupun pelaporan yang dibuat di bawah aspirasi keluarga Malaysia, dan ini merupakan satu landasan untuk Perdana Menteri meneruskan tugas-tugasnya.
Speaking after opening the Kriteria UMNO Division Delegates meeting at Yayasan Kemiskinan Kelantan yesterday, Tan Sri Anwar is of the opinion that the UMNO election should be expedited to enable the party to focus on preparing for the 15th General Election or GE15 after that. When opening the meeting, Tan Sri Anwar called on UMNO to continue playing its roles to lead and unite Malay political parties and should continue the cooperation and collaboration with PAS. He said the cooperation of all quarters and parties is necessary for the development of a more harmonious and peaceful country. Earlier yesterday, Kriteria UMNO unanimously passed a motion to pledge its full support for Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob as the Prime Minister until 2023 in the effort to rehabilitate the country from the economic, people security, politics and social aspects. Commenting further, Tan Sri Anwar said to ensure the agenda of protecting the people is sustained, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri is seen as being capable of bringing the various plans in the right direction. Tan Sri Anwar, who is also Communications and Multimedia Minister, said the agenda had been planned by the Prime Minister to bring progress to the country. As such, he said the Prime Minister should be given the widest possible space to lead the country. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah was awarded this year's Public Relations and Communication Association or PRCA Malaysia Leadership Award for his leadership and his team's hard work in effectively curbing the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. Now, PRCA Malaysia, in a statement, said the award recognizes and honors an exemplary and proactive role in COVID-19 communications. According to PRCA Malaysia President Andy C, Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham, with his calm tone, consistently kept the public updated, giving interviews and working long hours, reflected dedication, commitment, sacrifice and resilience to provide the best service for the people and nation in facing the pandemic. The Health DG was given the award for all his achievements as one of the key personalities in steering the nation, communicating to the public timely and effectively while holding our flag high in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, PRCA Malaysia recognizes the dedication of the frontliners in continuing their devotion, time and energy to contain this pandemic. And as a gesture of appreciation, Malaysia PR Awards, or MPRA, contributed 8-course dinner that was delivered for 30 frontliners to showcase support for their commitment and unwavering efforts in managing COVID-19. Another injury sustained by national top men's singles shuttler ended Li Zijia's quest to claim the BWF World Championships 2021 after he withdrew in the third set against Anders Antonsen of Denmark and the last 8 in Huelva, Spain. At the event held in the Palacio de los Deportes Carolina Marin last night, 6th seed Zijia was truly in a class of his own as he downed world number 3 Anders 21-12 in the first set. But a blister on the right foot midway through the second set took its toll on the Malaysian shuttlers before losing 8-21 in the second set. Despite having the urge to fight, world number 7 Zijia could not hold on to the pain as he retired from the match in the interval of the third set, which saw Anders enjoying a comfortable 11-1 lead. Meanwhile, Rio 2016 Olympic men's double silver medalist Goh Visham Tan Wee Keong's hopes of enjoying one last hurrah as a pair in the championships were dashed after losing 2022 14-21 to China's He Jiting Tan Chiang in the last 8 earlier today. The world number 14 Malaysians, who announced their decision to end their 7-year partnership in August, made a U-turn a month later and agreed to have a final fling in Spain after making the 48-pair cut based on the list of qualifiers released by the Badminton World Federation, BWF. The 32-year-old Visham will now team up with Lo Juan Sin, while Wee Keong, also 32, will pair up with Tan Kian Mei. A record-breaking high jump for the gold medal at the Hanoi SEA Games next year will be Lee Hup Wei's last hurrah before he quits the world of sports. Now, that would be a dream finish for national high jump champion Hup Wei in setting a new SEA Games record to defend the gold medal and plans to wave goodbye to athletics next year. Hup Wei, who ended an 8-year drought without goal until he struck it rich at the 2019 edition in Manila, Philippines, said the success he wanted to enjoy at the 2022 Hanoi SEA Games expected next May would not be completed without trying to make a 2.25-meter jump and thus breaking the game's record he held with a 2.24 meters in Kuala Lumpur in 2017. Apart from Hup Wei, 2 other national athletes also shared the same SEA Games record, namely Lu Kum Zi in the 1995 edition in Chiang Mai and Nauraj Singh Randawa also in Kuala Lumpur in 2017. Hup Wei, who last competed at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics last July, also confirmed his participation in the National Athletics Championships at the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil this Sunday. Now, asked about his decision to retire, the Kajang-born athlete pointed to the age factor. However, Hup Wei's involvement will not disappear altogether as he expresses his desire in post-retirement life to become a high jump coach to guide new talents in the future. That's it from us this afternoon, making the headlines today. Polling centres open as Sarawakians cast their ballots. Tune in to News at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on My Freeview Seller and Berita RTM, channel 123. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jessica Lee. I'll see you later.